Always glad to have my guest today to speak to him about business lending, fintech, and really all the above in his experience. He is the VP of Sales and Marketing at Centrex Software. He's Trey Markel. Trey, how are you?
I'm good, Shane. How you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for joining me again. Always good to have you on this, and we're going to get into a lot of stuff today. So talk to me about really what's going on in your world right now. There's obviously, it's been kind of a wild year. Things are moving so quickly with the advent of technology and just how things are moving.
No, it's been good. It's been crazy. Here at Centrex Software, we always have the goal to try to bring as much value and offering under one roof, right? So I think anyone who knows us in the industry, we're trying to bring as much technology into one place. I'd say 7 out of the 10 new prospects that we get on a monthly basis are always asking, how can I consolidate my software systems and how can I bring everything kind of into one place? That is our main focus on a daily basis over here is how can we figure out a way to bring any of these new systems, whether it be AI, whether it be crypto, other tools that certain niche, lending institutions or brokerage institutions or investors or syndicates want to see. And, what's first, what's second, what's third, what holds priority. That's really the focus over here. And that's really what the client's asking for on a daily basis.
And just to kind of refamiliarize some of the people that are watching, Centrix deals with business lending, small business lending, and then what other, kind of markets?
We're corporate and consumer finance. So obviously we made our name in the alternative corporate finance space, but over the years, we've kind of migrated into other financial products on the corporate side, more so recently, which I'm sure we'll talk about today with some of the new tech we have coming out, but on the consumer finance side as well. Anything around the financing process, whether you're a broker, whether you're a lender, funder, or if you are a syndicate or investor, we've got, kind of those ecosystems for all those parties involved.
What trends are you seeing then in the, kind of alternative business lending space to start off with?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we can all agree that as regulation comes down, both, well, not necessarily the feds, but at the state level, which, we're clearly seeing with Texas, and we'll kind of see how that kind of shapes out over the course of time. The trend that we're seeing here at Centrex is that at least the revenue-based finance organizations really are trying to diversify their offering. We see it with several different organizations that have been around a while. Some of the startup organizations that we get are saying to us, sure, we'll broker or even do some syndicating or funding on the MCA side, but that's more as, a tool to get our client to a higher facility. And we're doing SBAs, we're doing commercial mortgages, your typical term loans, or maybe like a line of credit. These revenue-based finance organizations where we've spent a lot of time with over the years, they spend all of these good dollars in marketing, and they're getting, businesses that don't want a revenue-based product. They don't want a credit card split product. They may be approved for one, but maybe they're a bit more intelligent or they really understand their financing options. And they say, hey, look, broker, I'm down to work with you, but I'm really looking for a line of credit, or I'm really looking for a business credit card, or I'm looking for, an SBA loan to grow my business. I'm not looking for a 140, type of deal. I think traditionally a lot of these revenue-based finance companies would just kind of, shift those out the back door, maybe sell it as a lead or something and leave good money and the relationship on the table. So the trend that we're seeing right now is organizations diversifying their product offering, right? What can we offer this borrower that makes the most sense? It's not just an MCA, it's other types of products. Maybe it's an MCA to start. Maybe the MCA gets down all your credit card debt, so your credit score looks really nice, so we can get you in a better facility, right? Yeah. Maybe there's a means to an end here with some of our products. And what's great about that is you maintain the relationship now over the course of time. The broker maintains the relationship. The lending institution now has a better client and maintains the relationship. So that is, I think, the number one trend that we're seeing right now from finance organizations is obviously diversification. The second trend, which we all know, is AI. Yeah. It's in every conversation we have, AI.
Every single one. Yeah.
Every single one. And what's funny about it is 85% of the conversations we have, they don't even know what they need AI for.
Right. Yeah. Just somehow put it in their system or operations somehow.
They're just saying it because they know they need to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have AI? And then we ask, okay, well, what kind of AI are you looking for? Well, I don't know. I'm just looking for AI. That's obviously a big conversation right now as well.
No, it's amazing. To your first point is that how regulation is kind of forcing, I would say, upon organizations to think through the product offerings. And now that allows them, if they can do it successfully, to retain those clients in the life cycle, and they get bigger, higher customer value, lifetime value, right? So you're offering a term loan now in Texas, whereas, a couple months before you weren't. that quick, that regulation forced that change. Now it's what else can they do and what other states? It's just specifically talking about Texas regulation, but overall, other states as well. And then, yeah, even myself talked about the lack of lines of credit options for businesses, for small businesses. There's a few, but there should be more, right? And there's now the embedded options that are really coming into play. And so AI, obviously, you're putting it into your software. Talk about some of the ways you're using either it or just any other improvements and news that you guys are talk about that you have now or in the near future.
Yeah. So on the AI front, and then of course, as it relates to regulation in the states, we'll see if the other states follow suit, right? Texas was a bit of a unique one because there's some big money in Texas on the factoring side that I think wanted to push out some of the MCA guys, right? And
totally unique situation, right? Not easily replicated in other states, correct?
Right. We'll see if it actually gets replicated, and we'll see if it maybe even gets pulled back. I mean, who knows what the future holds for Texas? But one cool part about it is it's, to your point, it's forcing these lending institutions to get creative with more of a term loan, amortization, interest-bearing type of product. And look, you don't know what you have until you're kind of forced to do it sometimes. A lot of people don't like change. Well, when you're forced to change, you start to see the opportunity. And whether other states follow suit or not, I think what's great is these finance institutions are going to be forced to get creative in Texas, and that allows them to then get creative in the other states where there's not regulation and not leave money on the table. So I think that's really great. And then of course, bleeding into AI, I think there's some cool products out there where you get a borrower, you get an application, maybe you've pulled a plaid, you pulled some credit, done some soft underwriting, and the AI will say, hey, look, here's the best product for this particular borrower. This particular borrower will do great with an SBA, great with an MCA short term, great with more of a term loan. Maybe we do some credit cards, right? Maybe that's the best way to go. I think there's some opportunity there. I think another obviously massive AI opportunity that we're looking at is on the agentic side, right? So how do we handle customer service? How do we handle that initial phone call and document, collection process? And, it's so interesting to me because this is so new. You've got people that are kind of seeing the writing on the wall and they don't really want to talk to an AI bot. It's weird because there are some people that are totally okay with it. I'm totally down giving you my bank statements or some information to an AI bot. I'm going to get to the end of the conversation regardless with this lending company. But there's other people that want more of a dynamic conversation. I always tell my clients, intelligence is what the borrower is seeking, right? They're seeking intelligence. They don't know what they don't know. They know how to run their restaurant. They know how to run their farm. They know how to run their dental shop. They don't necessarily know finance. And if you can come to them with some intellectual conversation about financing for their sector, you just want a client, right? You just built that relationship. That's really tough to get with an AI bot, at least right now, right out of the gate. But again, I think we'll see agentic AI really kind of, take its place with customer support and customer service. So then what you have is workflow automation with AI. So one of the very cool announcements that we actually just got done making to our portfolio with our newsletter for September actually was our new product offering through N8N, which we're really, really excited about. N8N is a really cool AI-based workflow automation tool. It is absolutely wild what you can accomplish. And we're going to start off by offering an N8N product, not within the platform to start. We're going to get some beta clients on it, really kind of automate some workflows through the core operating system at Centrex. And then we're going to self-host and natively build it into our systems. And at least that's the goal. And that's going to be a game changer for us here at Centrex. We've got a lot of great workflow automations built in right now natively that our systems and our team has built. But to bring in a vendor like that to self-host and bring in the platform is going to be a big game changer on the AI front. I think you've got the agentic side. I think you got workflow automation. And then I think, we're slowly working into corporate underwriting on the AI side. Consumer underwriting is not difficult, but on the corporate side with embedded stuff, I think that's going to require a little more work.
When you say the corporate underwriting, are you going to build like a underwriting model or what do you mean?
We won't build underwriting models. What we'll probably build is weighted filters on data points. So if you want to pull credit, if you want to pull bank statements, if you want to pull industry level data, if you want to maybe ping public databases for certain sectors, corporate finance underwriting is so much more complex than consumers. For the most part, all consumers are pretty much created equal, right? You pull a few things, you make a lending decision. On the corporate side, we all know it's extremely more complex depending what you're trying to do. So I think building some weighted filters around AI based on a certain sector and a certain type of genre of borrower, I think we'll see both the Centrex platform and the industry when it comes to technology kind of go down that road.
Very interesting. Yeah, I saw the other day, Plaid announced some sort of new credit score that they're rolling out on the consumer side. I would imagine eventually they had something to do on the corporate side side, the commercial side. Now, with some of these tools and products coming out for you guys, how do some of those relate to business loan brokers and or the challenges that you're helping solve for the brokers?
The one thing that we're extremely excited about that we've been working on for a while now when it comes to diversifying a product offering, we are just about to launch our new loans tab, which is very exciting. Our advances tab we've had for a long time with the factorization calculator and syndication, payment processing, portfolio servicing, all that's been built in the Centrex platform for a long time. We're about to go live with our loans tab. We've been in beta for a while now. The servicing of loans, complete integration with time values, which is kind of, North America's premier amortization calculation engine. So full integration there where you've got multiple offer technology. If you've got an offer from multiple banks, you can create an AM schedule for each offer and then send that to the borrower. Same thing with syndication and investor management. So I think from diversifying the offering, I think Centrex will be one of the only platforms out there where you can manage all of your advances, all of your loans for a single borrower, all under one roof. And then of course, if you're a direct lender, servicing that portfolio, managing your investors for that portfolio, all in one place. So we're extremely excited about that. And I think that's number one. Number two, one of the things that we've realized over the course of time with investors and moving money is the path for a syndicate to get money to a lending institution, a funder, and then the funder to get the remittances back to the investor, the syndicate. There's a lot of costs involved. There's a lot of manual processes involved with wire transfers and Exhibit A's and contracts. And we kind of took a look at that. And we are also just about to launch our digital wallet tech, which we're extremely excited about. The partner bank that we're working with is also very excited about it. So instead of a syndicate or investor sending a wire for every deal, that now syndicate or investor can inject money into a wallet. That funder can manage all the liquidity of all those funds sitting in their investor wallets, deploy the capital as needed, and the remittances will just be sent back to the wallet, right? And that investor can cash out of their wallet. They can continue to turn funds over into their wallet for new deals, and it really kind of kicks out a lot of the ACH credits and wire transfers with fat fingering numbers and errors and stuff like that. And you've got a full ledger and a full portal they can log into to see their wallet balance and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. We're really excited about that. And I think it'll make the experience for the lender, the fund manager, and the syndicate quite a bit nicer, quite a bit easier.
Sure. I'm not too familiar with if it's just a syndicator, how that all is working. So they are getting an ACH after each deal closes or whatever else, whatever period frequency they're doing, as opposed to now with this wallet, it goes into the wallet. Yeah, that seems like a great idea.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, at the end of the day, all the funds are pooled funds, right? So there isn't actually any moving of money. It's all just a ledger. And then what we're also going to be doing is pushing the wallet technology down to brokers that are on staff for a lending institution to pay out their commissions. So if you don't want to pay out a commission to your guys or your gals, via wire or via payroll, you could easily just give them a wallet and, transfer the money into their wallet. They can cash out of the wallet as they fit. It makes the experience both for the in-house staff and the investor and the fund manager in one place, in one ecosystem with a few clicks of a button and some nice money savings on payment processing.
Very interesting. And that's where on the horizon?
That'll be out here in this year, Q4.
All right, Trey. Well, listen, I always appreciate you coming on. Any last couple of things here you want to let the folks know?
We're closing out the year. Like everyone, there's a handful of trade shows. I'm speaking at the Commercial Loan Brokers Association in Orlando next week, which is kind of the end of October here. So that'll be a great show. And then we'll be at Funders Forum in March. So we look forward to kind of seeing you guys out there. We really look forward. Centrex has got a lot more things that we're launching towards the end of this year. I'll give everyone a little hint here, kind of think mobile. So we got some surprises come January 1st on some of the Centrex ecosystem and where and how it can be accessed. We really look forward to the 2026 calendar year and where it can go in consumer and corporate finance.
Perfect. I appreciate it again. Thanks for always taking some time, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, Shane, thanks so much for having me. We appreciate you.